Hello! Welcome to today's episode of Boring History, the channel where we get to spend some time together learning about things we'll probably never need to know. I like to think of it as productive procrastination. For today's topic, we're going to be looking at the ever-delicious pizza. Pizza was originally said to have been developed as a food for the poor in 18th century Naples, and a quick Google search of the words pizza and history will show you rather quickly that Naples still to this day tightly cling to the fact that they are the founders of this dish that so many people across the globe have come to love. In fact, one of the books I was reading mentions that in the 90s a delegation of Neapolitan pizza chefs trekked all the way to the United States to act as pizza police and to promote proper pizza making. Overall, I think it's probably fair to surmise that when it comes to making pizza, Naples knows what it's doing. Now, this is all very fascinating, I know, but for me personally, I prefer history that's slightly older than somebody's maybe great-grandmother. So, if the pizza that we all know and love has such a relatively modern history, surely there's an element of it that we can trace back just a little further? We could go back all the way to 29 BC and talk about Virgil's Aeneid and the mysterious table that you eat. But there's no concrete evidence that Virgil was definitely alluding to an early version of pizza. And if I was inclined to look for a credible source, we might even go back as far as the first millennium BC, to where archaeologists in Sardinia apparently discovered ancient remains of a type of flatbread that was popular amongst the local population. But in this instance, we don't want illusions, do we? We want something a bit more precise. And thanks to a man by the name of Giuseppe Nocca, we may just have something. As recently as 2015, Giuseppe was looking through some church records that form part of a rental agreement written in AD 997. Basically, these documents said that 12 pizzas were to be given to the local bishop on Christmas Day and Easter. This was to form as part of a payment for the use of land on which a mill had been constructed. Essentially, in the Middle Ages, pizza was an acceptable form of payment for at least one local bishop. And not only that, even though these documents were written in medieval Latin, they do contain an actual version of the word pizza. Can you imagine how much easier life would be if all you had to do to pay your rent was order Domino's? Throw in a couple of chickens and you were done? Anyway, thanks so much for joining me in today's episode. I look forward to sharing even more boring history with you in the future.